when you hear a scary growl and a scream in the night, it's time for Famous Monster Fighter! Episode 25, Werewolf.
Oh hey, hope I didn't surprise you, Fear fans. I was just working on my new seesaw.
Seesaw stands for
Combat, Simulation, Animatronic, Werewolf.
It's a very important monster fighter tool.
Because you can't be too careful when it comes to fighting a werewolf. Ain't that right, good boy? Yes it is, yes it is.
My grandpa really loves nature. So when he retired, he moved into a cabin out in the middle of the woods. He was surrounded by 100 acres of nothing but the great outdoors. It was the perfect location for my Adventure Girls troop to spend the first overnight camp out. Out where we could rough it, but close enough to a house in case something went wrong. It turns out something almost went very wrong. And it was all because of my grandpa's weird sense of humor. Because the night we had chose for our camp out had been a big full moon. Grandpa thought it would be funny to dress up like a werewolf and scare us. Right after we crawled into our sleeping bags and turned off the lantern, we started hearing scary sounds and the tent started shaking. We were scared to death! The worst part was, when the tent was unzipped, a wolfman was looking at us. Grandpa thought it was hilarious. Little did he know the joke was on him. As it turns out, unknown to us, our Adventure Girls troop leader, Miss Munster, was a real-life werewolf.
Oh no!
And she must have been a lonely one, because when she saw what she thought was a boy werewolf, it wasn't blood and guts she had on her mind, but romance. We had to put a stop to it. My grandpa was way too old for her. So we called the Famous Monster Fighter.
FMF speaking. Werewolf, huh? I'll be on my way.
If I didn't get there in time, there would be wedding bells ringing in the monster world. And I didn't think that Selina's grandpa would be all that interested in being married to a lady lycanthrope. I didn't want to shoot Miss Munster with a silver bullet. It's not like she had eaten anybody. And you can't blame a lady for falling in love. I would have to take another tactic. So on my way over, I made a quick stop to the jewelry store. I got there in the nick of time. I don't think Selina's grandpa could have held out much longer. I tossed him the ring box. When he showed it to her, she was overjoyed until she opened it up and found out that it was made of pure silver. As everyone knows, werewolves can't stand silver. She ran away from there howling.
Thank you, Famous Monster Fighter! So, just remember that impersonating monsters is no joke. And remember to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
In this this episode, chaos ensued when Selina's grandpa and Miss Munster were pretending to be something or someone they aren't. You can sometimes run into people who aren't who they say they are, especially on the internet. Be careful about sharing any personal information with anyone you've never actually met when you are on social media or playing video games.
And remember, the famous monster fighter is out there, so you don't have to sleep with your light on.